guys, it is April from Getting Huggo With It. Today I'm here to share with you the books that I am going to read this January. There's only 4 of them. I want to give myself a little bit of wiggle room to choose for myself. Just go to my shelves and pick. So there's just 4 here, but I'm excited about all of them. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first book I want to share with you is a book that you'd be familiar with if you watched one of my more recent videos about the books that I had bought in January of 2018. I did a bunch of hauls in 2018, January, and I pick a book from that list of books and hauls, and I read it for this January. And I've been really good at this. So Kavalier and Clay was the book that I chose. This is the winner of the Pulitzer Prize. Funny enough, I've got like 2 Pulitzer Prizes in a row. I read The Hours in December, and now I'm going to read Kavalier and Clay in January. And this is about 2 cousins living in New York. They're both Jewish. And we meet one of them when he has just arrived to New York. He was able to get out of Prague. It was Nazi invaded Prague, and somehow he was able to get out and get to New York to see his cousin, and they create a comic book together. And I think it is about fear. Yeah, so it says it's drawing on their own fears and dreams. They create the Escapist, the Monitor, and Luna Moth. So there are these big characters in the comic book, and I've heard really wonderful things about this, and I've wanted to read it for a very long time. This is also on my list of books, the 19 books that I really need to read in 2019. So this was at the top of the list. So I'm going to read that this year, or this month, not this year. And then a book that I'm in the middle of right now, I'm loving. My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. This is my first Grady Hendrix, and it will not be my last based on how much I'm enjoying this book. This is about 2 girls, best friends, in I think 1988 in South Carolina. They are best friends, and everything is wonderful. They've been best friends since like grade 4, and then one day Gretchen starts to act really moody and different, and it seems like Gretchen is possessed. I'm really liking it. I'm at the very beginning. I'm only like 70 pages in. I believe Gretchen has just been possessed, and so the rest will be seeing what happens to Gretchen and Abby. This brings me back to my childhood. If you grew up in the 80s or like 80s, early 90s, 80s, this might be just for you. I know a lot of my viewers on my channel aren't as old as me, but some of them are. So if you are and you want a little nostalgia, oh my gosh, I'm absolutely loving this book. This is a library book, but I'm going to be on the lookout now for a copy for myself because wow. And then a book I started, and then I kind of just stopped. I got really sick. I'm still fighting it. And so I literally put everything down, and I just binged watched Downton Abbey. Like all of Downton Abbey. It was a bad scenario. It was bad for my reading. But I picked this up in December, and I never got around to finishing it. It's At the Wolf's Table. And this is coming out in February, and I was enjoying it. This is about a young woman in Germany who is required every single day to get on a bus and go to this building and eat the items of food that Hitler is going to eat later on, like 2 hours later. and they eat knowing that they could be poisoned, because Hitler was very like paranoid about being poisoned, and probably rightfully so. And so we follow her and a bunch of other women who are also like forced to do this job. So scary. I just don't know what I would do if I was her. But I am enjoying that, so I'm going to continue that. And then I've been listening to Becoming by Michelle Obama on audiobook. It's a very long book. At least the audio is very long. I am enjoying it. Michelle Obama has had a pretty amazing life. Like, most things have gone her way. That is a complaint that I remember someone telling me in the comments, like, doesn't things seem to just land in her lap? But, you know, she is putting herself out there in a certain way. And I can understand that she is, I think, a little bit private still, even though she's laying out so much of herself and her experience out there. She's really open about, you know, going to therapy with Barack and fertility issues. She doesn't go into as much detail as I wanted her to go into with that, and doing IVF and all of that. And because that's all very meaningful to me, I kind of was hoping to see more from that, but it's also incredibly personal. And she has so many critics out there that I can understand being a little bit reserved. So, but yeah, I'm really enjoying that. So those are the books. Ooh, just throwing things around here. Those are the books that I am going to read this January. Let me know in the comments below what you're going to read. I can't believe it's 2019. Like, 2018 has been such a horrible year that I am so thrilled to be going into 2019. Like, I can't tell you how happy I am. It's a new year, because I'm done with 2018. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing really well. Let me know in the comments below what you're going to read in January, and I'll talk with you soon. Okay? Bye!